For the alleged murder of Idaho man Dylan Rounds. Plus, how one Utah nonprofit group is raising awareness and advocating for adopting children with Down syndrome. And high winds across the country results in multiple deaths across the states. How a new storm is gearing up and when it'll affect you here in Utah.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Hello, I'm Sarah Murphy. Thanks for joining us this evening for ABC4 News at 5. Now, we begin tonight with an update regarding the disappearance of a 19-year-old who went missing near the Utah-Nevada border in May of last year. Now, after 9 months of searching, the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office has charged a man for the murder of Dylan Rounds. ABC4's Annika Johns joins us live from the newsroom with the latest details from police. Annika.
Thanks, Sarah. 60-year-old James Brenner has formally been charged for aggravated murder and the abuse or desecration of a human body last night. In May of 2022, Dylan Rounds had been living in an RV camper in Lucin, working on farming land when he disappeared. According to his parents, Brenner, who worked on the farm, was one of the last people Rounds contacted. Last year, Brenner was in court for beating up a man using a lawn chair and served time for attempted murder.
Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people.
Coming up at 9, we'll have an update from Rounds' mother about the investigation and what evidence police used to tie Brenner to the disappearance. Reporting live from the newsroom, Annika Johns, ABC4 News.
A man is dead after being hit by a front-runner train last night in Clearfield. Utah Transit Authority representatives say the train hit the man around 8 p.m. near 1000 East and 22nd North. They say they're still investigating how and why he got hit. They have not yet released his name. And a Union Pacific train derailed in Ogden on Thursday, spilling a chemical compound of magnesium chloride. Union Pacific workers say multiple train cars derailed at the Ogden rail yard. They say if you come into contact with the chemical the train spilled, it can be mildly irritating to the eyes and affect your breathing. The derailment remains under investigation right now, and there have been no reported injuries from the incident. And 2 people are in critical condition after a driver sped into an intersection and crashed while a trooper was trying to pull him over for speeding. The Utah Department of Public Safety says the crash happened around 1:30 p.m. yesterday on I215 northbound. A car sped past a trooper driving again at a high speed. The driver then took the 7 North off-ramp, driving into the intersection and crashing into another car. Both drivers were taken to the hospital in critical condition, and Salt Lake police, they say they're investigating the crash. And a man faces several charges after a breaking in at a gas station convenience store in southern Utah, which led to an hour-long SWAT standoff last night. Officers were dispatched to a Chevron gas station in Cedar City near North Main Street just after 9 p.m. when the reported suspect, 50-year-old Clinton Marshall, refused to come out. He barricaded himself in the rear office of the store. Iron County SWAT was eventually called out. They say they convinced Marshall to surrender. The store believes Marshall caused at least $5,000 worth of damages. All right, switching gears here, we're checking in on your pinpoint weather forecast with meteorologist Nate Larson. And Nate, happy meteorological spring.
Yeah, hey, we finally hit that. It doesn't feel like it. I wish we had some 50s out there. Those sound pretty nice, but winds are whipping. Snow is coming down in the mountain areas. Let's show you a shot from Alta. Just a lot of snow. You can see some of the building below, but we're starting to see some accumulations up at the higher elevations. Canyons are starting to turn dicey. We're seeing snow on the road, so higher elevation travel impacted already. We're starting to see snow across the northern portion of the state. Here at the studio, just winds to the colonial flag whipping in the winds. We see the clouds out there. Starting to see a little bit of moisture up in Weber-Davis counties. Most of it, though, Box Elder County and north as we get into even east to Cache Valley as well. Sitting at 42 degrees. Winds have been whipping at 13 miles per hour, making it feel like 35. Strongest winds have been across the southern part of the state. In fact, we've had wind gusts up to near 50 miles an hour in Cedar City. You can see the winds coming out of the south, southwest. That's the red, indicating typically warmer winds out of the south. Current wind speeds of 25 miles per hour in Cedar City, 17 in Milford, Delta whipping at 31, 13 in St. George, Hanksville 22, and we've got elevated winds in southwest Wyoming with 24 and 28 mile per hour winds in Evanston and Rock Springs. Wind alerts, we do have wind advisories. This is for at least the south central part of the state Sunday, but tonight through early Sunday, the southwest corner, including Millard and Juab counties, expecting winds 25 25 to 35 miles per hour, gusts to 55. And again, 10 o'clock on Sunday to 8 p.m. Sunday for south central Utah. We've got some snow showers out there. Again, most of it up to the north of us. Starting to see a little bit of moisture across portions of northern Salt Lake County, portions of Davis County as well. So we're going to see deteriorating conditions as a cold front's on the way. We'll talk more about timing when it's expected to sweep through northern Utah. Details on that coming up. Sarah.
All right. Thank you, Nate. Now, today, some Utah families are recognizing World Down Syndrome Day a few weeks early. ABC4 News learned about an event this afternoon where, for some people, these celebrations hit a bit closer to home.
One tiny change, one flap of a butterfly wing, and I could have missed being their mom.
For some, like Lisa Eicher, they spent their afternoon reflecting.
No child should grow up without a family, and it's gut-wrenching to think back on where my kids came from.
Lisa is one of over 50 people who gathered in Salt Lake to celebrate World Down Syndrome Day 2.5 weeks early.
Our family has been blessed with 2 children that have Down syndrome. Our biological son, Nash, is 15, and our adoptive son, Cooper, who is 11. We adopted Cooper from China.
Rod's Heroes, a Lehigh nonprofit, works to encourage families to adopt children with special abilities. They say they put on the event to inspire others to help.
An international adoption of a child with special needs. It is not for everybody, but there are individuals out there that have been specially prepared to be able to do this. And I'd encourage those individuals, if they feel something in their heart that is telling them that they should explore this, I'd encourage you to explore that, because it's been an incredible experience and miracle for our family.
And a day of dance and high energy, celebrating early, ended with looking back.
It has been absolutely life-changing for our family and everyone involved.
World Down Syndrome Day is on March 21st. You can find more information about Rod's Heroes and the event on our website, abc4.com. And coming up here on ABC4 News, the latest on the aftermath of the guilty verdict of Alec Murdaugh. New details now emerging on his botched 2021 suicide attempt. Stay with us.